So I was meditating yesterday, and I came up with this new technique to where, to stop the chatter in my brain when I'm trying to meditate. Before I close my eyes, I act as if I don't know the English language, or I don't know any language at all. And I act as if I would act if I never learned to speak. And doing this, it allowed me to really understand what wordlessness is. And when I say wordlessness, obviously I mean, like I said, not just verbally, but also mentally, because when we think in an English language or Latin or whatever language you want to think of, are we really thinking? You understand what I'm saying? Because the language was made as a symbol to represent thoughts. So so if we think in English, if we think in Spanish, if we think in Italian or whatever the fuck else, we're not really thinking, but we're under the illusion that we are thinking. And real thought happens in silence. Real truth happens in silence. In the Kabbalion, they talk about the law of polarity or whatever it is. I just worked out, so I don't feel like really coming up with shit. But y'all, half the 7 laws, it's like 4 of them have to do with polarity. But one thing that the Kabbalion says, it says that everything is a half truth. So I noticed that when I speak and I'm trying to explain something to somebody, especially when I'm explaining something to somebody who is determined to oppose what I'm saying, no matter what you say, there's always, because all words are half truths, there's always going to be something when you speak that you have to explain. Like, I can give the best possible explanation, but being that those words are half truths, I'm gonna need more words to explain the holes and the contradictions that inevitably pop up when one speaks. I'm gonna have to keep using more words to explain those, and then more words to explain those, and then more words to explain those, until we get to the point where all we do is talk and speak. And that's the point. That's where we are today as as a society, as the world. So my conclusion is that truth can only be found in silence, in true silence. Everything else is a half truth. So, perfect example. I'm talking about coming here and being wordless, but I'm talking right now. It's a contradiction. So I just had to explain that contradiction. And I'll have to explain, and the more I speak, I'll have to keep explaining myself, because there's never, you're ever gonna find the perfect words for something. You ever been explaining something to somebody, and you had the perfect explanation, and then somebody comes in and dumbs your shit down? Or not even dumbs your shit down, but comes and acts like they know what you're talking about, but then they say some more shit. I didn't explain that well, but let's say you say something and you trying to build with somebody, but then they take what you said and act like they're coming with a new idea, but they really just said the same thing you said in different words, but they might have just corrected something within your speech. like I said, there's always going to be something to correct. That's why arguments never end, because most people, when they argue, they don't care about getting to the truth. They care about winning the argument. So, that's why, when it comes to these words, that's why we've been led to niggas standing on the streets arguing with niggas, like that shit that the Hebrew Israelites be doing, and a lot of the older niggas in the community. This whole young pharaoh getting on YouTube, using other niggas' names and their titles as clickbait. This whole idea of exposing people and all of this shit, at its core, is everybody is trying to get to the truth. But we just keep going around and around in circles because we're using words to get to the truth. And a lot of the conscious people in the community, especially the old niggas, the elders, they've been understood this. But there's something about that ego that won't stop niggas from getting on that camera and speaking. You understand what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect to anybody, because everybody has an ego. You can't get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? But what you can do is recognize yours and recognize other people's egos, so when they speak, you can eat the meat and spit out the bones. I tell you this, I love C. Freeman L. I love, Bobby Hemmett. I love, but all of these, these were master teachers, but they all had moments where ego shined through. Anytime you listening to somebody and they give their personal opinions, not facts, their personal opinions about something, it is ego. Period. I don't care if it's correct. Like, for example, C. Freeman L. was talking to a group of niggas. You can find the YouTube video somewhere. It's probably on Serious Times Media. But C. Freeman L. was talking to a whole bunch of people, or talking to a class of people, and they listening. Everybody halfway engaged. It's like niggas is. And then he said something about the white Zionist Jews being Jews from the synagogue of Satan. And when he said that, everybody in the class woke up. Oh yeah, oh, that's right, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, all of that lame shit. And even though he was correct, C. Freeman L. knew that was an egotistical comment. No matter how true it was not what that group of people needed to hear. So right afterwards, he said, yeah, but we not going to dwell on that, because we don't need to be worried about what they on. We need to be focusing on what we doing. Focusing on them is what got us in this place in the first place. We need to be focusing on what we can do and our power. You know what I'm saying? And when I first saw that, it really it grew my level of respect for him, because he could have easily had everybody riding his dick, everybody clapping him up, everybody, oh, C. Freeman L., the master teacher, blah, blah, blah. But he knew there's a reason why them motherfuckers are sitting down in his class, because they don't know what they needed to know. And their egos, all they needed was the go-ahead from the teacher's ego to be let through. So, something that I've noticed, I don't really like to call myself a teacher, because that shit is egotistical. But the truth is, I do teach people. So, you'll see times when I get on here and my ego is going to shine through. I've done my best right here in this video for my ego not to shine through. But I promise you, if I go back, there's going to be some things that we say, okay, that wasn't really just fact. That was how you felt about it. No matter how real, how mild, how severe it was, it's still ego. And so, just bringing it all back to the beginning, we're trying to get out of the ego. We're trying to get out, like not get out of it, but we're trying to take power over the ego. We're trying to balance the ego in the subconscious to where we can actively allow what we want to into our subconscious to program our realities around us. So to do that, you got to be wordless. You got to learn to be wordless. Communication at its lowest form is at its most sophisticated form is wordless. I can say things to you. I can say, but that's where a lie comes from. It's words. You know how hard it is to lie if you don't speak? You can lie if you don't speak, but it's very hard to lie because when it comes to actions, what's done is done. What's done is done. So, I encourage y'all to try that little meditation technique that I came up with, man, and see how it works for you. But the goal, to really focus your mind and really get into these other realms is to, first of all, learn how to quiet your mind. But the goal after that is learning to walk around and move and function with a quiet mind. So, I just wanted to drop that, you know what I'm saying? I felt like, for the motherfuckers who listen to my shit, that's something, that could benefit from. If not, like I said, this is like a private blog or vlog for me, man. I come back and I really examine where my mind is, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. If you still watching it, man, like, subscribe. Y'all niggas be watching videos and not liking. I get it, because I be doing the same shit. But you see, I ain't got that many. I got like 100-something subscribers, son. Oh, well, I hid my shit. But I got like 100-something subscribers, son. Subscribe to my shit. We gonna fucking, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all have a good day.